I'll probably, now that the pressure's on there, I'll probably slip one in.
Don't
do it. I try not to slip them in at this point, but hey,
don't you fucking do it.
we already did.
Let's see. The worst we've had was Terrence Severance, probably. Of course, he's telling all those dirty jokes and everything too throughout the entire show. All of a sudden, he comes up with another dirty joke. Oh my god.
We already ruined
You
it.
could have been ripping a big old fart. It got recorded.
What's up, everybody? I'm Josh, JRB5. This is K711. This is Adam, Levi, Trevor. Ooh, I nailed it. I got the names right today. Anybody who watches long enough knows I'm screwed up with names. Jenny's back there.
I was like, yeah.
I don't know if she can be.
She's my rainbow in the dark.
Yes. But yes, so we've got Sin and Scar. And we were trying to determine what genre you guys call yourselves.
And we were even talking about before we left. So
Yeah.
we're like,
I just went with
if
metal.
I had to paint it with a broad brush, I'd say probably hard rock with metal influences, metal leads. There's some screaming vocals. There's some melodic vocals in there. It's a good mix between.
Yeah, like I said, I don't like the subgenres and that gets a little too.
Yeah, it's hard to wrap your mind
in the
around.
end, it's all
big,
rock
fast.
and roll.
Yeah,
Right? Just like the AC/DC song. Right? It's just all rock and roll.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I went with just metal because of the screaming. There was a little screaming in it, But yeah, we're gonna get into it. We got our little devil behind us. We're gonna get painting on. I think we had Jacked Up Leather saying hey from the YouTube. Thanks for tuning in again. But yeah, and Kevin, you had some news, didn't you?
Had a little bit. It was more
something.
about people out. Plus, we're twinsies today.
Yeah,
people
yeah.
see. Okay. But it was more about people and purchasing art. Right. It's never a bad time that I've been reading up to buy art.
Hint, hint, wink, wink.
Even when the economy's hurting right now. A lot of people are hurting. We got it. But art is an investment, and so from everything I've read news articles, other books, and stuff like that. It's always going to be a good investment as long as it's something that you want to invest in. Now, there's two tricks to it. Two types of investment. One for your personal stash, you're just because it's for yourself, or if you want to make money at it.
Yeah. You
don't want to go halfway between.
One or the other.
Yeah, it's one or the other. Now, if you have your own stash, it's going to be personal. You leave it personal and so forth and so on. Of course, if somebody puts the right price out, I'm willing to sell anything that's personal. But it's, I'm a whore or pimp or whatever that works. Maybe I'm both. But so it's just basically there's a whole bunch of articles on it. There's so much on it. It might be something in the future here. If you guys are interested, I can break it down and maybe do a little part each time.
Yeah.
Or maybe do just a separate podcast because we've talked about doing some separate podcasts and some stuff.
There's some shorts. The shorts are where it's at on YouTube right now.
Because there was so much, and I was just reading. So I did the Cliff Note thing and read basically, if you're doing it for a personal, you base it off your own budget. If you're doing it for profit, you're still basing off a budget. But you base it off a budget so that you can keep reinvesting in more art.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So it's like anything. It's how you're going to approach it and stuff like that. Plus, I was just looking it up as I can. Carl Dahmer, the artist.
Names familiar.
He was from Rim Job, which now broke up.
That name's familiar for sure.
yeah, Dahmer.
Don't be late for
It's Dahmer art. Yeah, it's Dahmer art. If you look it up, he's done stuff for huge like grindcore bands and really the brutally bands and there's a few bands here in town that's got stuff from him, obviously because of the Kansas City connection. And he's doing an art show here September, October. I'll have to get back to you on that because it just dawned on me when I sent out a message like, oh, Carl's on here. I need to find out what date he's going to be here. So I'll look it up and get back with you on that. And then talk about the show last night.
Well, it's been a busy weekend. We had Friday night at the Donut Hole. We changing of the guard, had One Stone come out and serenade us. And that's, for those who don't know, that's For the Birds, just Tony and Icy. And sometimes there's, others. But that night it was Tony and Icy. And like I said, we've been friends with them. And, Nest Records, we're tight with them. I mean, they've come on the show. They've supported us. We support them. And it took me about 2 or 3 times of saying the name, One Stone. I mean, first I kept saying Two Stone because there's 2 of them. So I kept saying Two Stone. And then it dawned on me, 2 birds, 1 stone. Because they're For the Birds. I'm like, that is the most genius thing I have ever thought. That is the greatest side project.
I still think I mess up every once in a while.
You did.
Two Stone.
I
realized after I said Two Stone, I was like, well, it's too late now.
Yeah,
2 minus 1 stone. There we go.
Yeah. You can't edit them live, Kevin. But it was good. We had, I hung my artwork. There's still some of our stuff up there that I've left. And I may I'm going to try to rotate it out. We may get this guy up here. I don't know.
Yeah, I got to frame that.
Actually, I recognize that
fit in. That's from last night.
Yeah.
Oh, since we're talking about looking at it.
And then last night.
This is what we created last night for all you.
And that was at the Collective Unconscious
release
party for their In the Bag album. And like I said, it was do you remember that first guy that filled in? I think it was IXO. But he was awesome too. He was the only one I didn't know.
Yeah.
I'd love to get him on the show.
Yeah, I
pick
didn't
his
know.
brain, but
we can shout at those people to find out who he is because that's the first time I've ever seen him. He's not with the Nest Records part that I'm aware of.
Yeah,
but it's hard to say because there's a rotation of bands that have come on there too. So.
Kush Powers,
he's got
Bane, then Sunset Motel, and then it was Collective Unconscious, and all of them. God, brought their A game.
Tried to get Tavo up there after he was done, after they were all done, and the guys came up to me and said, I thought Tavo was going to be playing. They go, oh, no, we didn't plan it. He's standing right there. Let's see if he wants to do it real quick. They went up and tried to check in off his phone, but obviously I guess they couldn't pull it up or something.
Yeah, Kush crashed the system.
Kush crashed. I wonder, was it just too much, or did he make the files too big, or what?
Probably, I don't know.
But Kush has a release party coming up.
Yeah, I'm supposed to. I hit him up to send me the deets so I can get that ball rolling. But
right. It's coming up.
Barleycorn
before the end of this month.
The 29th, I think. September 29th.
I don't know. When you're at a bar doing business, it's really not a good place to do business. So
it's loud and dark.
Well, normally you have to call back in a couple of days, and since it's a holiday weekend, it's like, when was this all going to be? We'll wait till all the smoke clears.
Yeah.
And he's already a nervous wreck from it.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, just you focus on your music. You got the Nest Records backing you up on this. Let them do it.
Got to delegate.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's his second release, so he's an old pro at it now. Or is it his third?
He's got several albums. I don't know how many of them he did release parties.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah. I don't know.
Well, do you want to start painting, Kevin? Or?
Sure, I can start painting.
I went first last time.
Who knows?
And yeah.
You always keep painting, so maybe you think it's the time you've been painting.
It's all the same.
I know.
But 1 through 500, we are doing a giveaway for some stickers. I did not grab them. I did make a few. Someone wants to hop up here in the hot seat, they are more than welcome. We play the musical chairs.
There's a mic over here too, see, so we got you covered no matter what you do.
It's all right. I'll be the meat and the sandwich. I'll be the hand.
So 1 through 500, Price is Right rules. Who gets the closest without going over. And we've been doing that forever, but Bob Barker did just die last week. So it was a little, which, I mean, it's sad, but I didn't know he was still alive, honestly. So, I wasn't too surprised when I heard it, but I did hear an interview he did with one of the radio shows. And this was, probably 5 or 6 years ago. I mean, it was it was after he retired and Drew had taken over. So I don't know how long that's been, but it was after that at least. And it was witty, on his stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, busting chops with the guys, and
he did a few shows after he retired too. Remember?
A couple cameos.
And stuff, yeah. or close to retirement. That time when he got in a fight with Adam or with
Kush now
The golf
messaging
one.
me when I'm
Adam's
Well, yeah,
yeah.
Praise
Price
God.
is
Went
wrong,
wrong, Bob, and he whipped his butt.
Well, he says Bob and one, and then or is it Bob or bitch?
No, he says bitch.
Yeah, yeah.
Price is wrong.
Price is wrong, bitch.
Maybe what maybe on the cable the edited, which that's not a thing anymore. Is it?
Premium.
No, really.
Freebie. Is that-
Premium.
Oh, so tell us a little bit about Sin and Scars. How long have you been doing this?
The Sin and Scar has been a group for going on about 5 years now.
Yeah.
And we're just starting to get the ball rolling with getting shows lined up, trying to get it about one in a month. We got the next 3 months are going to be pretty busy for us up until November, and we're currently based out of McPherson. Most of the members are out of McPherson. We got Adam out of here, out of Salina. Matt Sykes that sings vocals opposite me. He's out of Oklahoma, but he did live in McPherson. But when we had all this going, they had to make a move, but he makes that haul faithfully every time, and he doesn't.
I didn't realize he was in Oklahoma because we had him. He's in another band, isn't he?
Matt.
Yeah, is that
It's not Matt Sykes from Suffocate.
okay?
A different Matt Sykes.
A different Matt.
SYK.
Okay.
There we
Suffocate
go.
is
Got-
SI. Ours is SY.
Okay.
I got you.
Yes.
It screwed me up. When they added him to the chat, I'm like, wait a minute. We got Matt Sykes in this band? Holy shit. But then I was like, oh. And then I met Matt Sykes.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, so this guy has a voice of hell. Okay, I'm cool with it. We got Matt Sykes in the band.
He's kind of the intensity node.
Yeah.
Like when the song demands just a little bit more aggressiveness, and he really brings the A game there, and he just kind of floats in the song and sings as he will and as he kind of sees it, and in doing so, the organics that come from that from the creative process has been pretty cool. Really original stuff. I haven't heard a lot of stuff that's been like it. So
I've seen some videos from Barleycorns, I think.
right, I've done a couple there. We did one with Contortion. The first one that was there was Love Like War, and forgive me,
I think we were invited to that, but our band was not.
I can't remember who the other one was on that one. Oh, anyway. Might have been was it JWL?
There,
No.
too. Thank you, Cody. It's our little devil homage. Cashed in under $1. I missed that. I missed what that was in context to.
Bob Barker dying before he hit 100.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. That's the joke going around. I remember now. Right at 99. Yep.
I got you. All right?
Yes.
I got
I'm glad somebody is on the nose here.
Dude, when I
La
watched
La
that
Land.
show as a young one, you can call me basic or whatever. I didn't understand what they were doing there. Like somebody was like $999 and the other was like $1,001. I'm like, what are they? And then somebody else is like $1. I never understood that. I was like, what are you? You're not even trying to get the real price.
I always wondered how they could give away such, I mean, it was all write-offs. And I think, a lot of times you got stuck with like having to pay property tax of,
Oh yeah.
of every, you still had to, it wasn't, oh, here's a free gift,
Out the back door, they're like, you can take the car, but there's a lot of stuff you have to do. Or we could just write you a check for half the price or a third of the price, or whatever.
Yeah.
Hey, take the car, you got taxes.
Yeah.
All kinds of weird stuff.
Like a lottery payout.
Well, I'd imagine you'd have to. I don't know how that worked out, but it's probably a pickle.
It'd be like winnings. I think you'd have if you won the, like I said, the lottery or big at the
You probably
casino,
have to
you'd
pay
have to
sales
claim
tax, property tax.
So many of those
get
people
a
I
tag
know,
title and insurance
especially when they
before you
win
can
the
get rid of it.
big prizes, the huge prizes, they end up selling the car or the big old camper trailer or something like that. So that's a per profit for them if they do it right. Or you can ride it out and got yourself a pretty decent vehicle for a while.
I've always heard that Bob
But it's
Barker was quite the professional, though. He just had it on time, and the show was just like that's why it was so successful for so many years.
Mhm.
I mean, I remember it was always a show ever since I remember.
And then the college kids, they started going, they made it popular. I don't remember when, but they started on their spring breaks, instead of going to Cancun and all the party spots, they would go get on there. So that kind of revived it to the newer generation.
Right.
I mean, I remember sick days. I'd be sitting there watching by. That was the highlight,
That or soap operas. Yeah.
I wanted to spin that wheel so bad. I was like, boy, I'd bring that down. I spin it so hard to bring it right out of the audience. Like, there's somebody back there just holding it. He's like,
Yeah,
Stop.
You're getting too close to $1.
Yeah, right there.
Santia, what's going on? How you doing today?
Another local rock star.
Mhm. But you guys, I looked on Spotify. I couldn't see any music. Was it?
Yeah, you won't catch it. We're new at this, so we don't really have a game plan. We kind of shoot everything out of pocket. We've got some recordings, but they're really just for practice purposes.
We've had some members change hands.
We had some members change hands and things, but once the dust settles, that's our goal for once the cold weather sets in, is to just kind of close up shop for a little bit during the winter, unless something else really killer has happened, and then we're just like, we got to, but use that time and record it up, and then be able to come out on all platforms beginning of 2024.
I was just hoping I wasn't missing anything.
No, it's pretty quiet around here. Like I said, we don't have much except for the videos of the shows that we've done. And I am technically deficient when it comes to being on the social media end of it. I'm like, I don't know what to do. My phone dings 10 times a second.
Yeah. I mean, I try and I still don't get it because it changes. I mean, as soon as you figure something out, you can guarantee that it's changed.
And each one of them platforms kind of has its dogma too. You have to be kind of entrenched in it and understand it to be able to utilize it, or you're just out there yelling in the wind.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And I mean, you just keep driving, I mean, I tried to, I mean, we've been doing this is episode 106. So, I mean, I strive to make a better
Every
show.
time we get somewhere, something.
But I got to deal with him,
Persistence is probably 80% just keeping it going.
Something just big enough changes.
But it's always a constant battle. I think all of the hacks and the tips that the people, the videos you watch on YouTube, I mean, I kind of got a feeling that 9 times out of 10 of them are just bullshit, just trying to lead you the exact opposite direction, just
possibly disinformation,
so they can get the views.
Yeah.
I mean, because you're like, okay, click on it and they'll get the views, but then you're not. Because I try them and some of it makes sense, and it's like, okay, this should work, and then, but we haven't got too big of traction on anything. But we do this for fun. We're here for the fun. It'd be great.
The internet's terrible for people with ADD. They'll just take you on a tangent. You're trying to find something, and all of a sudden you're just 90 degrees.
Good guesses. No one's there yet. We'll announce the winner about 6:45, right? Yeah. That seems legit. Santia says nothing up, just sitting on her ass.
Me too.
Yeah. She
It's
spelled
one
it different.
of my favorite things to do.
Gonna get us
My ass.
We're 18 minutes in, I mean, and we're not monetized right now anyhow, so it wouldn't. But I'm just saying, I did read, and of course, whether it's true or not, you could, as long as you don't get too crazy in that first 5 minutes, then you can still get monetized. I mean, you got to think Joe Rogan and all those guys, I mean, of course, they started their podcast as a known person, so they could pretty much do whatever they wanted to do.
Right.
And people will watch it, So I mean, we get to the process. Well, Joe does it, and then, it's like, hey, we're not Joe. We can't.
Well, there's always the regulatory fact, or the part of it that has to keep things, nice and neat and clean and not getting off hilt. But I don't know, like you kind of get away from, like, hey, look, I'm grown. I can make those decisions. If I don't want to watch it, I won't.
Yeah.
But you don't have some to have an agency or something come in and police the thing and put a grip on it. I never seen anything that was beneficial from that.
No,
it just always causes irritation. It causes strife, and then people trying to create content and do things and provide for themselves. And then they not only have to fight against everybody else that wants a piece of it, but then they have to fight against the regulatory service.
Yeah, I mean, it would be, like I said, I follow this one guy. He's moved to Arizona. He does, Sean Gatz is his name. He does, he's trying to build a little community out there in the middle of the desert. Bought this land dirt cheap. There's electricity there to the thing, but that's about it. And I think there's water there too. So
But he had to run it, and they had to do, well, the water was out there, but he had to run to the.
Yeah, the main was out there, but he had to run to whatever.
It was a
But
good quarter mile or
Right,
something.
he had to run it to get to the location.
Yeah.
Shit, when I retire, that might be the plan, man. Go live off
Yeah.
road, sell all the gear.
well, he was, I mean, making good money off of TikTok,
Yeah.
and that was his main platform. But he got dinged for using power tools because they're dangerous.
Mm.
So this had just happened. So now he's like, I can't use this. This is too dangerous. And I mean, like he's got the copper pipes coming out now. I mean, he cut all the way through, but I can karate chop it, and starting to do this.
Oh,
and so,
yeah.
I mean,
He's got a real good sense of humor to it.
Yeah. I mean, he's tattooing his face. Half of his face is tattooed. He's got like two, he does it all himself. His palms are.
weird leaves or flowers or
I'm not
quotation
sure.
marks or
They're,
something.
they're
I don't
kind
know
of
what
look
they
like
are.
sword. They look like swords, but I don't know what they
I
are.
don't know what they are. They're definitely
What's up,
out
Robin?
It sounds fun.
there. Yeah, it's very out there. Very out there.
Tree 50. Mr. Robin showed up Friday.
350.
At the donut hole. I don't know if you guys have been there. That's a pretty chill spot. They got
Yeah.
good food, and it's
We went and saw Kevin there. What was it? A few weeks back when you were doing an art show
About,
there?
about a month, I'd say.
I've never been.
It's a cool little joint, man.
yeah.
That's
That's
where, like I
cool.
said, Santi and I met there at a grindcore. She would open for this grindcore band that was coming through. And
Mortal Kombat arcade.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's tempting.
And a pool table.
The kid played one of my friend's husband, and she beat him 5 times, I guess.
Is it the first gen stuff before they fixed the thing where Scorpio can't just drag them over there over and over and over and over and over and over and over again?
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Because I bought that game right when it hit, and I had it, and that was before they fixed it. And then the other ones that came out, and then Sega came out with it, and they or
I'm a Liu Kang guy, man.
I did that over and over to my brother.
Oh.
He would get so mad at me. He would get so mad at me. I'm sorry about that, Trent. I really apologize.
the guy with the metal face, Kano.
You know,
I liked him. I mean, I was never good at it, but
if you had that timing down, you could throw that thing, drag him over, uppercut him,
get over.
and then as soon as you get, like, you just do it over and over again.
Yeah, I hate
if
that
you could
shit
get it
so
one time,
much.
it was over.
Ass motherfucker.
Right?
Oh man, my buddies would always.
Because my skills were poor, so I found a crack and I
Yeah.
just exploited it.
Yeah.
The shit out of it.
It made everyone else hate the game.
Yeah,
It's like the
exactly.
guy who
And me
does
on a
only
personal
leg
level, I'm sure.
sweeps.
Oh, for me, it was Bond 007. My buddies, like I said,
Oh.
at that point, I didn't buy. I was trying to be a musician, so I'm like,
Right.
I'm buying musical instruments.
Right.
Not, I had bought one. I can't remember which one it was, but I bought it. 3 days, I didn't even unbox it because I was playing and jamming and practicing. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? I mean, I'm about ready to put my shit into pawn over here, so I'm like, I'm gonna take this thing back and not pawn my shit. And I mean, of course, I eventually pawned my shit, but
Yeah. Yeah.
life of the musician.
Oh,
Yes.
That's how it goes sometimes. I like the lamp.
Santia, yeah, I wish it. It's a
I
little.
made
janky.
one that kind of looked like that. So did Trent.
Yeah. Violent Opposition was the band, Kevin.
yeah, I was looking at the shirt today. It got ruined. I'm going to turn it into a patch or something.
That was the first time she'd touched the metal scene.
Yeah, first time we met too. We've been friends ever since.
Nice.
Yeah, she's. I mean, not acoustic. She plays her electric guitar, but solo. She's a.
Right.
She does some acoustics.
Yeah,
sometimes.
she does.
That was what I started playing first. If there's any new guitar players, I always recommend starting with those.
Yeah.
You wanna weather and acclimate your body to playing the guitar and the fingering
Yep.
positions. And
You go back to that electric, you'll be like, holy shit.
Yeah. I remember that when I was like, first time I picked one of those up, I was like, oh, look at all like stuff I can do.
Yeah. Well, I got an Ovation now, which is
Oh, those are nice.
cheating, But hey, I don't play. I don't try to do anything professionally. It's therapeutic, solely therapeutical. But it's fun. But it's the action's like an electric guitar almost.
Yeah,
it's low.
They're
And
really nice. I like that.
you don't have to.
that shallow kind of half moon back.
Yeah.
a little high.
Yeah. But how does the writing process go? Is it a
It's
That's
chaos.
on them, man. I just came in.
Just
like a
came
month
in.
ago,
so you're in the learning process?
I'm still getting a feel. I don't know, probably 5 or 6 of them that I'm feeling pretty tight and solid with that we run through. And
Yeah.
And that's why we kind of want to record what we got going on then, and jump on some new stuff and get him into the where he's part of it. He's not just learning the songs
Yeah.
already done. Creative process on the songs that we're on the set list now. it was just a lot of riffs that we just had little partial riffs here. And we just kind of knitted them together and put a little structure to them. And then like some of the words on the songs we were recording, and I literally had a piece of pad and paper in my hand, and Garrett's like, "We ready?" I'm like, "Hold on a second, hold on, just hold on." And then he like there'd be something going on, or you'd hear some drums in the background. I'm like, "Just be quiet for just a second. I gotta hear the write it down," and then it came out. We've made a few changes from the original recordings, but not much. But it's kind of chaotic, mainly because we don't really know what we're doing. And as far as like music theory and putting structure to it and being in a professionalized manner like that. Like the songs just kind of jam band themselves together, and then we play them so many times that we kind of put our own polish to it.
I mean, to me, it feels better when it's not, when it's not like an orchestra, when it's not, when you can't read notes, you just play. To me, that's the best kind of music there is. I mean, but some people I've seen math bands is that math chords. That's one of the subgenres, very, very technical, progressive.
Math as in arithmetic.
Yes.
Yes, like a mud vein. That's
I mean, I don't know. I see the subgenres get so stupid to me. It's just,
it's a whole other language to me. Like,
but it's very, very technical, and it's just like, okay, cool. You can play really fast.
Well, I guess I don't understand if it's more like a demographic, like a specific demographic that you're trying to hunt down and profitize or like make profitable. Like if there's a certain percentage of 100,000 listeners nationwide, and they're into this one specific type of sound, and you make that sound and then try to make it better than the other people that are making money. I guess I see that, but that's not really what happens here. It's really organic. It really just kind of we'll be jamming. We could just be all tuning up, getting ready for practice, and somebody just starts hitting a lick, and the next thing you know, it's like, well, that's going to be a song.
15 minutes later, and it's like, Trevor and I were just talking earlier while he was getting the grill fired up about it. The different types of bands. There's the serious guys that we write the music, we record the music, we play the shows. This is business. Then you got the bands that are like that, but still have a little bit of fun. I would declare us kind of like a jam band, not in the sense of the Grateful Dead or Fish or DMB, but like he said, man, he'll be tuning up and he'll just start playing this little lick, and Jesse will hit a couple of little notes, and it's like, oh, okay, well, I hear the bass line going to that with what his kick pattern is going to be.
Yeah.
It set a creative spark.
To quote a buddy of mine from back home, it's almost like heavy mellow. It's heavy as hell in some spots, but then there are some parts that you just are like, holy shit, I almost want to cry. I don't want to play the line, I just want to wipe the
I like
tears.
power grooves, I like the melodies, I like harmony.
So kind of heavy mellow.
That's like the best genre description for
Thanks,
us that I've
Brad.
ever heard.
They call us heavy mellow.
We definitely have never really, especially like
Good guesses.
because you look at like what we play live, and then you look at the stuff that we're still working on that are a lot more expansive and not really set into a genre. There's a lot there.
Yeah.
It goes a lot of different places.
I think Garrett's got a whole other album rattling around up there. He just keeps coming out with these little licks. He's like, what do you think of that? I'm like, is that you already have song structure to that? We could do that right now. But it's also hard. You kind of stay focused. Like there's a set list. We got that. We got those songs. We run those out, and then from there we just kind of create some more. I'm not sure how that's going to happen. But it's stayed together thus far. It's not tough, man. It's one of those things like you're already in it, kind of up to your neck before you realize, boy, if I'd have known it was going to be this tough sometimes, would I have even started on the venture? Yeah. But there's also those times where you're sitting on stage and like, man, I'd give a left toe to be here 20 more minutes.
Yeah.
What's up, Janet? Thanks for tuning
Definitely
in.
can be an addiction.
Santi is a fan of the heavy metal.
That is my new addiction.
Yeah, I mean, I've done a lot of stupid things in the stage. I mean, so I never had no grand, but the stage, being on stage was the best. First band, it was a bass player, and then I took over. That's a whole story. But we went to a three-piece, and I was doing bass and vocals, and then the second band I just was doing vocals, and I liked it better. Just being able to scream into the microphone and just vent. But, But then
I could start a fourth band. Josh. We could get something going, man.
I tried a couple years ago, and I had the two guitarists that I was working with were the very technical guys. They were always buying new amps to get the tone, the sound right.
Yeah.
And, I'm like, they'd be like, you got any lyrics for that? I go, well, you changed the song like 12 times in the last 5 minutes. So, I can't, I'm sitting here writing and then it doesn't fit because you change.
Right. Dude, I'll plug into a radiator and start stomping on the floor. I have no cares there.
Yeah.
I just let's get it going and get the people having a good time.
Yeah. That's the way I was. I had pieced together and, I can't even remember what they were. I've still got them down in the basement, but new speakers and shit I'd found. I'd Monster Frankenstein them together, and
You've done that.
Ready to switch, Mr. Kevin?
Oh, yeah. Back started.
Uh-oh.
Oh no,
No,
you
you
guys
guys
stay.
stay there.
It's not
We
musical
do the
chairs.
musical chairs now.
I was just scooting a little bit while everybody's doing so it doesn't seem so long.
No, it's
Why
not-
does he
it's not-
keep moving around?
Oops, then I hit the mic even over here. Man, I'm horrible. That mic and me are cursed.
Well, it wasn't until we said something
It
about
looks all right.
I know. The moment you
It
said
doesn't
something
seem
about
to
it,
be
I
that
kept
bad.
hitting it. No, I'd be sitting there, I'd stand up and hit it. I'll just hit it again. What the
It
hell?
every time now. Just
Like,
because
That's some tall guy shit right there.
It's part of the show, I guess, from here on out. I'm going to hit that mic no matter where I'm at. So,
Oh,
excuse
me.
damn.
Oh, let me get a little bit. I'm gonna fling it on Jen real quick. You want to get painted, Jen?
She gets bored, she can get up there and paint on it. But you don't want to paint on it?
I'm sorry. He said if you get bored, you can get up there and get on it with them. Oh, you just don't want to be on camera.
She's right there.
Yeah.
Right behind me.
They can't see her from there. She found the spot. I mean, I know how to adjust the camera, but then everybody else will be kind of out. But yeah, so I don't know where you guys were at because I was more dialed in with him, but I know talk about the music and how it all goes and stuff, and I know it's
just a bunch of random chaotic influences that kind of melded together. A lot of us have been friends for a long time. I've known Garrett and Matt for a long time. I've known Levi for a long time. And we all just kind of started jamming, and then that turned into, well, this is a song and that's a song. Now we got like 4 songs, and what we gonna do here?
okay. You played more than 4 songs at that first show. I was with you guys though.
Yeah, but that was a couple years into it. A couple
Okay.
years into trying to get it together and get a set list.
Right. Because even when I was watching, I was like, oh my gosh, they're kind of all over the place, but it's cool.
Yeah.
It was really cool because, like you said, there was times when it was really, really brutal, and then other times it was a lot more melodic or something. And it was like,
We've never really sat down with paper and just kind of like blocked it out and tried
Yeah,
to
we
put
never-
structure to it. We
even
just-
though we call ourselves a punk band, we just play.
Yeah.
We're ripping everybody else off. That's, all the riffs have already been taken. Now we just got to make them our own.
Wasn't that what they call rock and roll?
Hmm.
a little bit.
So
It's hard sometimes. We'll be jamming, and then I'm like, wait, that sounds like Tool. Or wait, that sounds like something else. Like you're like, oh, that is.
When we accidentally ripped off Joe Walsh that one song.
Yeah. I was like, wait, man, that's a Joe Walsh song.
Turn to stone, that's what it was.
Yeah, we can stop. Just stop. We'll just start something else.
Like, man, that's killer. Wait, that's
Yeah, it's already taken.
we purposely did it with one song, but once it gets going, you can hear it. But once we actually get full blown into it, you can't hear it anymore. With the new band coming up, but yeah, it's all about the influences and stuff like that. See where everybody's at on these numbers.
I think I was pretty much caught up with.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anybody close. I mean, everybody's within 500, which is
Yep.
good.
It's the only clue you get in a reoccurring joke almost every place.
Don't even.
Biggest clue is it's between 1 and 500.
Yeah, that's the only clue you're ever allowed to
It's
get.
not 0. And it's not
Don't
500.
do like for the birds when they actually gave the number out over the air. It was like, and so then we turned into a challenge of who was listening,
Mhm.
and they were actually remoting in because the whole band couldn't get here at that time. So, which we don't like remotes that much, but we'll do them if we have to. It's more of a last minute, last second.
Kind of
Last
happy.
resort.
Yeah, well, and we do get a couple of people from out of town, that well, we're huge fans of, like Polly Winningham Wyndham. Yeah, we're like huge fanboys of hers. And she got a vinyl finally, so. But she's also a Wichita local. She was with the Punk Neck, so I don't know if you've ever heard of them. Yeah, kind of a. She's more classic country, but when they're punk necks, it was more that
Rockabilly, punk.
Oh, yeah, almost like that punk country that came out for a while there. That was out.
Well, there's a punk country mix there that can kind of flip flop and you got the guitar end of it, the melody, or you got the drum end of it.
But it's not that straight up country rap. It was more like Goddamn Gallows or somebody like that.
Oh, okay.
That kind of dark, heavy kind of
Captain
country.
Clegg type shit.
Pretty much outlaw country. I mean, the new outlaw country. You know, not the red solo cup country crap. But you know what? He made millions of dollars.
Favorite song.
He made millions of dollars off that thing.
Oh, that.
Because it's a true story, though. I mean, everywhere you go, it's red solo cup.
Yeah.
But, if people were smart right when he did that song, invest in solo cups.
We've been playing beer pong for a while. I think I gave them enough money.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. Unless you're doing out of whiskey glasses, and whoever does the whiskey
Ooh,
glasses.
then we have to step it up, Brad Lawson.
That was my first few years of college. Your typical college athlete, we drank more than that's all we did. School, drink, and work out. School, drink, and work out. That's all we did. So you got some shows coming up.
That's correct.
And I know there's a button on here to change them over.
Click over the brand.
The brand. When you say brand.
Always you're right. Down 2 more.
That one?
Yeah.
And then it's
I got them by the dates. The dates beside there. So.
is that one?
Well, the next one's September 29th, Friday, September 29th in Stigler, Oklahoma.
Yeah, I wish I could be with you guys for that one, but I'm booked with.
Well, it's
Matt
like
that night.
we were all just kind of coming together, and we had some things going on too. And then Adam just stepped up to the plate and started nailing bass. But he's got another thing lined up there, so we got to share alike with our bass player.
Yeah.
But now the October 14th show, the next one that we have coming up after that show right there, I can't wait to be back on stage with His Highness Sir King Dustin Cates.
Yes, sir.
I mean, we are with his bodyguard right now too, so that show.
Oh, you mean from the video? Yeah. Took a second. Yeah, I saw there was a birthday party yesterday that I was at. They were at.
I dig his drum videos. Like, I'll sit there and watch him. Like when he gets into this, he just kind of finds his own little kind of mantra in there, his own rhythm.
So there you go. They got like it looks like 3 shows over the next couple of months. That's cool. That's
Gonna
cool.
be some good times, man. Come out and get your heavy mellow groove on.
It's been coined here.
I can't take credit for it. My buddy back in Illinois.
We'll give him credit.
Well, whoever actually does the trademark stuff on it first gets credit for it. Look what happened to Tesla.
That's about $6 grand for the first try. And it's not guaranteed.
That Tesla was just trying to benefit man, and Bell got greedy, took it all. You know, he was about the money. So unfortunately, the ones about the money who gets the biggest credit.
Trademark.
But he was trying to better humanity, and everybody else around him was trying to better their pockets.
Yeah.
Yeah. What gets me about the light bulb was they had light bulbs that
Last
there's
forever.
still one.
Yeah,
one of the very first ones hasn't burnt out.
Yeah, it's in that fire department. They have a little cubby hole for it.
Wow.
But all the light bulb makers got together over in Switzerland or something, had a convention, and said we need to start making our shit where it breaks. And so there's like laws or something set the standard. So that's
And I do
I'm like,
understand that. Well, I do understand that because you make something that's never going to break. So especially like in a house. Okay, I sell my house. All the light bulbs are from like 5 generations ago. That's one thing you don't have to worry about. But now that light bulb company is out of business. So you got this,
Capitalism
forcing you to innovate.
is a fickle beast.
yes.
that they can make cars that are huge, big ass boats that can get 100 miles per gallon, but they don't build them.
Well, the cars that run on water, and then all of a sudden the people die, and then the the plans are gone. It's like, okay,
Because the
I want a
first
car that runs
the
off
first
water.
electric cars came out hundreds of years
Yeah.
ago. There was actually electric or fossil fuel.
You'd think with as much water as on this rock, I'd try and figure out how to make it.
And we're going to keep getting more
We
water.
had steam power going on there for a while.
Yeah,
I mean,
but it was also fueled by coal.
yeah, that's true.
So
Fire.
yeah, so who knows? But we finally get somebody who has multi-billions saying basically people can hate him all they want, but all of a sudden he said, "Fuck you! I'm going to make an electric car." So he did. So
I still want to see him and Zuckerberg throw down.
I thought it was
Celebrity
really gonna happen,
deathmatch.
but I don't think it is now, is it?
That's what they need to do. Since they actually won't throw
Celebrity
down, they
bitch
need
slap.
to do
Ooh.
a celebrity death match. Just do that old claymation.
the old
celebrity
claymation
death
need to
match.
bring it back.
That was fun. I missed that show.
That was
Yeah.
great, man.
Yeah.
Miles.
Just that for that 5 to 10 minute segment though takes literally hundreds of hours.
Oh, yeah.
It's that claymation, that stop motion stuff is so brutal. But with the way we got AI that can make it look like it,
Yeah.
that's something too. How do you guys feel about the whole 2023 is going to be all about the AI? Whether it first started with art, now it's with music and poetry and everything else, written stuff. I mean, now I can punch in some start of lyrics and it'll do the whole lyric thing for me if I wanted.
Well, if there's air in the conversation, if I might interject, here it is. It's a tool at our disposal now. Now, if you take that and you paint broad strokes over what you're doing, it's not what you're doing. It is its own thing, and you kind of
Like copy
we
paste
also
loops and stuff
well we
like
also
that.
like we got a band flyer up for a show on November 17th in McPherson that we used some AI stuff that Levi came up with. You know, like it has a neat visual aspect that you can't really get around, but like with anything, you know, good things in moderation. Like, we use it here and there, and kind of, you know, spice it up a little bit, but we're not gonna.
I think my take on that, yeah, it's true. It's a tool for me. I mean, it is, and it was the same when we first started seeing computer graphics and stuff coming out. Everybody's like, "Oh my god!" And then it did get carried away, especially in the rap genre for a while. There, all those album covers started looking the same. You know, they had the
Yeah.
rap artists with all the implanted gold and whatever on it and stuff, and it was like all those. So there's some creative being taken away from that because obviously those labels, who are the money making guys, and all they care about is counting that check.
They use the trends to make those profit margins right there. So.
And now you don't see that anymore because everybody's like, oh, you know. So now you're starting to see some creativity come back that wasn't there for a while. And like you said, it's a tool. I do very, very little computer stuff. He does a lot more than I do. And, you know, there's times when you got to get something done quick. And nothing wrong with
Fuck
it.
out of AI if I can.
Yeah. And I've used some of it for reference because I was looking for something sometimes. And I'm like, gosh dang.
I mean, I'll never claim it as my own artwork.
Right. We don't. We wouldn't. I wouldn't by a mile use it for any kind of the creative process for the music itself.
But we already know
if we're going to use it, it's going to be a patch on the side of our shoe or something on or a different color shirt. You know what I'm saying? Like it's going to be part of it, maybe a little bit. But
there's going to be somebody, because it happened in the photography realm for when I first started doing photography. All of a sudden, this guy was going around that was a photographer, but he's stealing other people's photos and claiming it was his. And somebody actually notified me, and I was like, "Oh, cool, whatever," you know, because I'm one of those. Once it's out there, it's out there.
Yeah,
it's yours. I don't care. You know, if somebody paid me for it, it's paid for. But a lot of those other people get really upset about that because, you know, a lot of them are, and it might be because I have a day job. Who knows? But, you know, there's going to be people out there that's going to do that. And you're already seeing some of the repercussions where there's been some computer graphic type artists that have done some stuff, but people claim that it's AI. And the problem you have, they're both off the computer and they're both generated by computer imaging. How are you going to be able to tag those to show them that it's an original piece? Unless you do something completely internal and don't produce. But this guy, he's been doing this for years before all this AI stuff came out. And now all of a sudden everybody's pointing fingers at him. And I'm just like, okay, people. And it's usually the people that don't do art. It's usually the people that aren't creative talking about the problem that's going to happen. I go, oh, so you're thinking about doing it, you know? how can I make millions of dollars and I don't have to pay the middleman? You know, and
American dream.
yeah. So
There's always going to be people who bite back as technology progresses and throw a fit.
Well, when technology comes across like that, and it's got such a broad span of being able to be utilized, especially with music and creative stuff and art, if you's going to take it right away and run with it and make some really awesome stuff, and everybody else is going to go, that's what we're going to do, and then everybody else kind of follows in and then tries to do it. But that also creates the culture of it.
yeah, as a fan of all art and music and stuff too, the biggest issue I have too is all the platforms that are out there, and it's starting to creep into the art realm too, but music big time. It's Spotify's and Amazon Music, and some of them are not like the band one. I can't think of the name of it, but
Bandcamp.
there you go. Bandcamp actually does well for the artist somewhat, not great, but yeah, I discovered Pretty Okay made 12 cents last year off our music being sold.
You buying dinner then, right?
I'm like, what? I think he misread it. I'm thinking he's thinking like 0.00012, to be honest with you. So I find I get disappointed when the young artists are relying on, we're on all the platforms. I'm like, dude, I want your CD in my greasy mitts. I will pay for that. And if you have vinyl, I'll whip out. I've done that, especially certain bands. I've been waiting vinyl forever. A lot of local bands, and I paid way too much for that vinyl, but I don't care.
The tangible quality for music, put it in your hands and hold it.
Because ultimately,
really
that's where the United States made a mistake. We went completely digital format for a while. Remember, there was no vinyls anywhere except for the news. Now vinyl's coming back. We're the only country that did that. We're the only country that tried to go completely digital. And like Czechoslovakia, and there's some rich billionaire, I think, from Czechoslovakia or some one of those countries over there. He literally has warehouses and warehouses of vinyl that he was buying from all over the world. And one of the big markets was here because the vinyl was, so he's getting all these vinyls, new vinyls for $2 or $3 and stuff. And you notice that the reason the price is so high right now, and you guys got a record place there in Salina, but the reason it's so high because right now it's coming back around. A couple of years ago, it was albums were like $40-$50. Now they're back down to 20, new stuff. But it was because they didn't have the people who built the parts, who built the stuff to press the vinyl. And now it's starting to come back around.
Tapes make a little bit of a resurgence as well too.
Tapes has always been kind of there because we've all have our old things where we have the dual stuff. Because Wichita actually had 3 labels. I think there's just 2 labels left now. But there was a 3rd label. I don't know if it's still around or not. Actually, for tapes, if you're looking for tapes, off and on, you can almost do yourself because you can go to the stores and buy even a dual one if you want to do one at a time. But there's some of those where you can do one and do like 10 at a time. Same with burning CDs and stuff like that. You just got to dig around and find them.
Well, currently working on a logo that it kind of looks like a 45 LP with red sin and scar across the front, and like you go to the group page.
I think I did see that.
Yeah, it's on there.
It looks, yeah. Because it wasn't it was like a 45 or something, but it was also on a tape, wasn't it? I don't know. I've been looking at a lot of music stuff.
No, I didn't. We didn't do one on the tape. I did one. Well, we made. It was supposed to look like a record, but the big one that came out was about the size of a 45.
Okay.
Maybe a few.
Maybe that's
bigger.
what it was. Yeah.
And then I had a bunch of coins made that were the same logo that were just kind of miniaturized and thick. And at our first show there at Barleycorns, if Mr. Brown's looking, I'm sorry, bro, but I littered those things all over your establishment. In the bathrooms, on the bar, and the tables. I put them on every flat ledge. He said it had Sin and Scar on it, little black records with little red Sin and Scar on it. And we put them everywhere. And there were about, I think there were like 3 left at the end of the night. I found a couple up by the bar.
We got talking about Brown there. He Pretty Okay. We just did some stickers and I was handing them out. And somebody put one on the very front entrance on that black. No one puts them out there. Right?
No.
And so I get an email like, what the hell, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no one from my band would have done that. It must have been a fan and all this stuff. And I was like, if you want, I'll come by get some vinegar water and then we'll destroy that freaking thing. And I guess he just tore it off because I don't know if he's painted over it or not. But for a while there,
You can see where it pulled.
Yeah,
off the door.
and I was like, cool fans, but can't help what our fans
That's
do.
what the restroom is for.
Yeah, I guess
Well,
I guess in the women's bathroom, somebody who's mad at our old bass player from Pretty Okay put the "Shut the Fuck Up, Jimmy," which is one of our songs, in there. It's like, okay, we'll take the credit, So every time some girl goes in there, take a dump, says, "Shut the fuck up, Jimmy." we should do a barcode so it leads straight to the song. So while they're sitting there, they can.
I went to the bathroom with one of the bigger versions of that logo, and because it's plastic, right? So it came off a 3D printer. It wasn't a sticker, and I took it and put it right at the top of the trim of the door, just the inside of the men's restroom.
No one messes with that. I'm
It
surprised.
was gone.
Oh,
Somebody
someone
took it
took
home, or somebody threw it away. I was like, that's a little, because it wasn't a sticker.
Maybe because they could tell.
No.
Because you would have put it right next to one of our burnt pizza stickers right there.
Got one of them on my
I think
case.
it was right
in the
next to
car
there's a
right
Love
now.
Like War sticker. I think yours was up there. And then when I kind of put it, there was like a little spot.
You can always tell when they got some band member over 6'3". Everything's up high.
I thought it was cool. I was like, look, if somebody's willing
Yes,
to
I
take
have.
that
Oh, there we go.
off the door panel of the bathroom and take it home, then that's cool.
Thank you, Jana.
Well, you want me to just move so you can take over
You
here?
ready to paint again?
No,
I guess it's about
I'll
about
move
quit
back.
time.
Yeah,
This
about
hour
quit
flew
time.
by.
I don't even know who won. Yeah, you can get on there because
It was me.
it's his thing. Well, no, we had some good conversations. So,
Yeah,
so
it's
now I have
an hour.
another goal for
You
Jenny
think like
down
it's a
here.
long
It-
time
it
to
does.
Barcode for our music. and
If we were
put it
10, this
right
would have taken
underneath
a lot
in the
longer.
women's
Yeah.
bathroom
Like
so they can-
an hour back when I was 10 was forever.
Oh, that might be a deal. Because everybody's putting those
Yeah,
barcode
sounds
things on
good.
their stickers, which I don't like. And on the business cards, I get it, but on your stickers, I'm like, come on, people. But I get why they're doing it because it's modern day stuff.
I will give it to JWL though. The sticker they had with the QR code that says "could be metal, could be porn." Scan it, find out.
Yeah.
That is
Roll the
good.
dice, man.
That's
They should
one
do.
thing
They should do like 1,000 stickers and 50 of them are porn.
yeah.
But it
One
should be
of them is
something
really aggressive and kind of offensive. So
Yeah.
be careful. We don't know which one it is.
I'm thinking like having a.
I hope you seen the mustache on there.
Oh, yeah.
Joshua.
Yeah, I was watching something on
He might be some
Facebook
AI
today. I guess
generated.
there's two dogs. There was these two dogs going
AI
at
has
it
found
on a
its
car
place.
going down the highway. I was like, what? I had to keep what? At first, I saw the two dogs up there, but I didn't realize one was mounted on the other.
Oh shit!
I'm like, what the?
Let's go. Oh.
And they were on a car though, and so it's obviously another country. Because I've been to some of those other countries, and road laws are just a suggestion,
Yeah.
big time. All that crazy stuff you see when you're looking through the internet that people has never been other countries, it's real. I don't care what you think, it is real. I was out running one time. There's this big old truck coming by. There's probably 100 people on that truck. It was like a big grain type truck,
Right.
just stacked on like one good bump. 50 people are gone.
Uh-huh.
But somehow they know how to hang on. And of course, I had to and there's no shoulder, so I'm like jumping off.
And we're
the
like,
road.
oh, my coffee didn't get enough sugar
Yeah,
and cream
yeah.
in it. Sons of bitch.
Yeah.
And those guys are like, look, I hang on to a truck on the side of a mountain for 2 hours just to make it to work. Everybody
Yeah.
has to shut up.
Sometimes more than that. I mean, I was in a camp that they said, don't turn on all your lights when you go into the bathroom, because I had my own little site and there was a tent and the bathroom was right next to it. Turn on the lights because the black mamas.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah.
And to this day, I did see one thing that caused me to have nightmares. It was a millipede. And I know it's a millipede because the way they're shaped.
Yeah.
And a billion freaking legs this long. So I just
Yeah.
hosed it down into the shower drain and it came up through the sink.
To the sink.
And I'm like, okay. From then on, I was really I was walking in with I was armed. Too.
Armed and
I was already
He come up
armed.
out of the sink is like,
I mean, I didn't have a 9mm on me, but I was like, if I
that's it.
I can,
Get
I
back
can
in the
imagine
sink.
discharge it in the middle of a military camp.
in the middle of the night.
Yeah, especially since we were in a
That
whole
caused
different
some
country.
issues.
Yeah.
I was in a different country and we were separated from our actual unit. So I was only with 6 other guys. So I was surrounded by their army. So yeah. My 9mm cannot take on AK-47. So
The millipede, yes. AK-47.
that thing was
no.
huge. I was like,
Wait,
holy.
does the millipede have the AK, or do I?
Yeah. Elaborate. Does he got one for each arm? Yeah.
Was he like
This is gonna get
Transformers? And oh shit!
Well, Mr. Joshua Ricks is our wiener, so it will be in the box. I need to get these boxes out. Still,
Do I need to start bringing some boxes in too, just in case?
I have boxes. It's just also
He needs to move to town so he can just deliver
deliver it.
it.
You heard it here first, Joshua. Just Wichita, Kansas. Come on over. Great economy. Great economy. I wouldn't lie.
It's
I mean,
it's a great economy for somebody.
Yeah. I wouldn't lie.
I'm not a crook.
But again, the next show is the 29th of this month, correct?
Right, Friday the 29th in Stigler, Oklahoma at Rock the Equinox. It's I think it's the 8th annual. And then
Then October you'll be in town here in
two
Wichita.
shows, one on the 14th, one on the 28th.
Both at the Hideout.
Both at the Hideout. And then November 17th. That's my my birthday show.
And then
And
stay tuned with us because we can't make the announcement yet.
Right.
But we will be dropping an announcement for a show in December.
Okay. And there
There
was
will
one
be
question
that.
I wanted to ask. What is the sin, the sin that leaves the deepest scar?
yeah, I thought I was going to get this question. Barring myself aside and kind of isolate myself in this conversation, I'm a Christian man. And it's not, look, you'd have to ride shotgun in my life to understand these things.
Yeah.
But I've been through some things that weren't fun. I've been through some things I put myself in, and I've learned a lot. And there for a while, under the guise of depression, yeah, I'd look at myself in the mirror and I couldn't do it for very long because I was just like, man, it's just,
I hate that guy.
yeah, I hate that guy.
Yeah.
And so, to me, without Christ, that's really all I see in the mirror.
Yeah.
And it's in a scar.
Yeah.
But
Is that the origins of the name? Is that how the name came about?
well, it was vectoring towards a song title.
Yeah.
And the drummer that was the original drummer at the time, he's like, man, that'd be an awesome band name.
Yeah.
And so we just kind of went with it.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. Like I'm kind of mystical with that stuff, man. Like I let the universe do its thing,
Yeah.
and I just try to do my own thing in it.
Yeah.
But there it is. The religious aspects of it, I've had a lot of change in my life over the past 5-7 years. A lot of things I've given up, and a lot of things that I can now look forward to because of it. So,
Yeah.
when I get on stage, I wear a shirt that says "I heart Jesus," big old letters on it.
Yeah.
And that's my own thing because that's my contribution. Like it turned me around to be able to do something else other than the things I was doing before. But so that's my own personal one. But everybody else has stuck by this through some pretty rough times when we weren't sure if we were going to make it, and then and it's just been an amazing ride so far.
That's awesome.
Now the shows are starting. Now
Yeah.
things are starting to get fun.
Yeah.
And we're starting to see some of the fruits of what we've put in. So that's what we're looking forward to.
It's amazing how fast word gets around too, because literally, I hadn't seen you around for a minute,
No.
and then he's just like, "Oh, I'm the new guitar or new bass player," and I was like, "Holy cow, I got to get a hold
I
of
couldn't
you guys."
believe it. I was like, yeah.
Because it was kind of ironic that we were both invited by Love Like War to play their show.
Yeah.
And it was your premiere show, from what I understand, but it
Yeah,
was my
that was
premiere show with my new guitarist. And of course, I show up in my
A lot of
fair.
firsts.
I come from the Ren Fair, so I'm in my fair.
Dude, I was so nervous. I was so nervous at that one. I was all over the place.
Is that mom?
Yep. Hi, Mom.
I'm proud of you, son.
Yeah. She's like, oh my God, my baby did it. You know I love you. I'm not messing with you, Mom.
We love mamas here.
So
Very-
Tia
very
says
mama
pride
oriented.
leaves the biggest scar, which, in her opinion.
Santia, man, I love doing shows with her.
Yeah.
Love doing shows.
Yeah, I don't know. I just seen.
I like listening to the music that she's making. Some of the I don't hear it all the time on there, but when Facebook's like, here's a little,
Yeah.
I was like, wow, I was blown away.
Yeah.
So
a hell of a voice.
yeah, absolutely.
Very, very, very soulful. Very soulful.
And one of these days, when she plays a certain song, I know the entire verses and stuff now. I'll jump up, but she doesn't play very often because it's not very appropriate for all ages. But the square genitalia one, but yeah, it's great, especially if I'm dressed as Captain Spaulding. I'll have to be.
It works.
There you go.
All right. Well, that's. I think we're gonna get off here. Again, Sin and Scar.
Yeah.
Facebook is about the place to find you right now.
Yeah, Facebook's a good place to find us. If you want to email, it's all on there, sinandscarband@gmail.com. I'm real open to getting messages from just about anybody. So if there's any bands got anything going on, anything cooking, get a hold of us, man. We're open to try and get the ball rolling and getting this thing as big as we can, as fast as we can.
You
Come
answered
check
me.
them out. Spooky season, 14th and the 28th. Hideout.
Yep.
So yeah,
Hideout.
next month they will be in town numerous times. So no excuses. No excuses.
And he will answer fairly quickly. I was shocked how fast he answered.
I try to do that because I've noticed not everybody does that, so that's what I bring to the table.
Because I usually send out about 3 or 4 and say, hey, do you want to perform or be on the show? And you answer really quick. The other 2 people haven't even answered yet.
Yeah, oh yeah.
No,
Santia says she's gonna add you guys.
That little bit right there has literally been the reason. That was one of the reasons why we got the Oklahoma show, and some other things. Is just that quick response and being kind of courteous and respectful. Like a lot of people just don't get that. I don't know.
Egos.
It's worked well for us.
Egos have taken over the world.
Yeah, there's been some shows we don't get into because of those on the other side. Oh, yeah.
Check them at the door, man. We're performers. We're here to make
I know
other
for a
people
fact
happy.
that we're the first one to respond. Oh, no, we're full already. Yeah, okay, bro.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. We will be back next week. We haven't got anybody booked checks next week, but we will bring the heat like we always do.
It'll be Levi saying nothing but cuss words.
Oh, yeah.
the Tourette's show.
The Tourette's show. Jeez. Can only imagine. Thank you again. Oops, click the wrong. Don't click the wrong.
Benefit show Sunday. And